The pressure is pressuring.
The pressures.
Ooh, Fella, I love a buzzword. A new hot buzzword. A new cool buzzword. You know, been clocking it. When I go to serious places, I sound old school if I say, "What are you guys doing like for CSR?" Yeah.
You're not with it.
I'm not with it.
No.
So I've been trying to say ESG as much as I can.
Oh,
yeah.
It's a new buzzword.
It's a new
It's been
buzzword.
making the rounds.
Yeah.
What exactly is it? What exactly is it? And are we even connected to it? Or are we just, like politicians sloganeer?
Yes.
Sloganeering. So that's what I'm missing with today. It's just a whole idea around what used to be corporate social responsibility, but now has taken a new form, which is ESGs, which are environmentally sustainable goals. Now, you will go to a conference, any gathering, a workshop, and it's the one word you're going to be hearing everywhere, sustainability. And if you think about it, at its core, sustainability is actually a very good thing, right? It's the idea that businesses should be creating value in a way that doesn't compromise the people, in a way that doesn't compromise the environment, in a way that doesn't compromise the planet. It is, for all intents and purposes, a world of perfection, if we're living by it. Now, years ago, like I said, we had CSR where corporates would go out to communities, they would build classrooms. Of course, this is still being done, but in a sustainable way. Okay. We're still going out there doing community projects, donating for charity and whatnot. And when I think about CSR, the biggest issue that I've always had is how corporates milk charity, and it takes away from the dignity of the people that you're essentially helping. Is there a way of doing CSR without really clout chasing? Is there a way that we can, as conscious corporates, go back, give back to communities and not look to making a business case out of it? That's a big question, and we'll deliberate on it here. But like I said, ESGs are very powerful. Right? Corporates are now aligning by it. But how do we judge how ESGs are being implemented? Can we say that the organizations that are sloganeering and putting out ESG reports are actually doing it right? Are the people that work within those organizations, first of all, being taken care of? How are these organizations making their money? Are they polluting the environment, but on one hand saying that, we're making this much, but see what we're doing for the environment? I mean, come. Has it become the sanitizing tool for corporates? And are we interrogating it properly? Down to, can we hold ourselves to the substance of what ESG is supposed to be? Or should we then get to that point where we say, ESGs are not a thing that can work in a capitalistic world? Are we easing our conscience in a way? So even as we celebrate all of these campaigns, there's critical questions that we have to answer. For me, it is one, the environmental degradation, damage. The people that work within those organizations, are they being well compensated? Even before we start, again, throwing millions to easing our conscience around what we're doing to the environment. And just even looking at governance structures, again, are we doing it right? Before we come and parade and say, we've put out a report and we've said this year, this is our mark on how we've attained. I don't know, is there a barometer for ESGs?
That's a good question.
And for that, I say miss me with it, because I think it is a way of easing our conscience as organizations, and trying to be in line with where we would prefer the world to head towards, but we are not doing 100% of what we are actually supposed to do. I would rather take away ESG from it and work on treating people better, building businesses that are actually
sustainable
without throwing the word sustainable there as a marketing tool.
Yeah.
But
that's my issue.
Okay, let me croak. There we go.
It's a good thing that you raised that issue, Fella. And, it's a buzzword, yes. what's the origin of this buzzword and what's the intention? And just from my little understanding of what's been happening in our you know, in the world, and in terms of trying to push that things are done the right way.
Yeah.
First of all, I think it's a good thing to have, because it sets a standard for all of us to aim to achieve, you know, because if without it, then we have nothing to measure. You see the way you're saying, how do we know that you're treating your staff well?
Yeah.
How do we know that your business operations are respecting the environment? How do we know that your governance structures are solid? If we don't have anything and a framework with which you report, then we have nothing to interrogate with, right? Because then we'll say, I can come and say, you know, in my company, I pay my people very, very well, very, very well. You only mean that you pay your relatives very well.
What is very well?
And then very, very well.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that mean? When you say that you employ equally and equitably, what does that exactly mean? Do people in your organization all have fair chance of rising in their careers? Because I think then these reports would come in and start, you're exposing yourself for other people to interrogate. The fact that you coming up with a report on your ESG and saying, this is what we've done. Our company uses a lot of water. We are a brewery, right? Brewery is water. So this is how much water we have used. And this is what we have improved in terms of our efficiency in water usage, which means that we are not using so much water. This is also what we are doing in terms of ensuring that we have adequate sources of water for our business. You know? So we've gone back into the water towers, into working with the communities, into making sure that the water sources are taken care of, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's a report there that shows this is what we did to make sure that they have water. If they didn't do that, they'd be saying, we are a brewer, we use water. We have reduced the amount of water we are using. By how much? Well, how much is it? Let me ask the production manager.
Right.
How much? I think it was, last year it was 7 million liters. This year it was about 6.8, 6.9. No. Put it in the report, there'll be a number. So that's a good thing to have. The downside of it is the fact that not many people understand these things or the importance of them. So you're reporting, you're basically putting yourself out there to be held accountable by people who don't know.
Who have no idea.
You know? So if you enter this door and you come and tell me, you know, as a doctor, I have treated X number of people with dengue fever, X number of people with this and the other, I have no idea how to actually measure. What you're telling me, whether it's true, whether it's not. What's dengue? Are you calling it dengue fever? Was it malaria? I don't know.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? The side that I am on is the fact that we don't know what these ESGs are. We are not being taught in schools anywhere about what these ESGs are, what to look out for. So we don't even know how to interrogate this data.
It's just
just a thing that you'll brag to within your club.
Yeah.
You know, our sustainability report was actually ranking us very high last year. You know, we scored about a B plus, whatever they do.
And you make your logo green on a specific day.
yes.
So, I agree with both of you, actually. I think, to me, there's a lot of good things happening in the name of ESG, CSR, sustainability, all the buzzwords. There's a lot of good work going on. But for me, the big problem is that it's often a get out of jail free card. Yeah, it's I could do all the damage in the world on this end with the left hand. But if my right hand is doing a little good here, we're all good. Everything's Gucci. No worries. I could use 6 million liters of water a day. But if I am planting, I don't know, let's say 1,000 trees a year somewhere, it's like, cool.
Balance.
Cute, balance, you know? That to me is the crux of the issue with like the buzzwords. Because they're fun, but really, what are they fixing for? You always ask Fellaris, what are we fixing for? What are we problem solving
What are we solving for?
And essentially, it's that the planet is okay. Actually, I was about to say the planet is dying, and I'm like, no. We're the ones who will leave the planet. The planet will be fine. It'll figure out some new way of existing, and some new microbiomes will come about, and there'll be some evolution. It is human beings that are at risk of dying and, essentially going extinct, and other animals as well. So if what we are fixing for is sustainability of the human species and others, I think tunajidanganya kidogo sometimes with the way we do these things. So I agree that there's a flaw in the process. I think for me the biggest one is carbon credits. Like, what is a carbon credit? When you sell a carbon credit, what have you sold? How do you measure it? It could be speaking from a lack of knowledge, but even a lot of the research I've done, it's almost as if the lack of knowledge is intentional. It's so that you
the
don't...
knowledge gap, Sam.
It does. And the idea is that you offset your emissions by either planting trees somewhere or buying land that already has coverage that would not necessarily offset the exact amount of carbon that you're emitting. So there's a flaw a fundamental flaw in your system. Correct. And then the idea that it's okay to emit as long as somewhere else in the world there is a carbon sink that is trapping carbon, some amount. For me, it's a get out of jail free card. That's my issue with a lot of the sustainability buzzwords. Instead of doing the actual work, which is figuring out how to live sustainably. I wish I could find another word. It's just finding ways to fix the problem with money. Fix the problem with money.
In some points, though, it also forces many organizations. There's a friend of mine who was recently doing some proper course on sustainability, on ESGs. And I was asking him, so what's this thing that you're studying? And he was like, all right, we actually have a lot of case studies on organizations and what they're doing to, improve their efficiency, cut back on emissions and cut back on waste. Just thinking about waste. The other day we were having a conversation here about, mitumba and what do you call this? Nguos that you wear once?
Fast fashion.
Fast fashion, right? And so it's looking from what material are you using to make fabric, to make attire, apparel. So what's the source of this? Is it agricultural? Is it synthetic? Then what are you doing with the waste? Are you actually holding yourself responsible for the waste after use by the company, by the consumer? If you actually, a company that is already thinking, I have a circular way of thinking around it, I will produce, I will sell, I will work with the consumer to bring the used material back, which I shall reconvert, I shall... You see, it's already forcing people to think beyond that. Like what we have, the extended producer responsibility laws and regulations in Kenya. So in a way, it's forcing people to do good. Because expecting people to do good just by themselves will never work. That's why we have laws that says murder lands you in jail. Otherwise, you could have just gone with the commandments.
I mean,
as the Bible says, do not kill, please. Do not steal.
Kindly, tafadhali.
We have to be reminded.
Or you shall go to hell. No, we've decided we as humans are going to deal with you if you steal, if you kill. I think it's the same thing that it's doing. Because if you look at those energy consumption, so what are you doing about your energy consumption? How much power are you drawing in your operations? Do you have to use that much power? Do you have to? If you don't have to, then do what you need to do to just use only the power that you require to use. And if a company then comes back and says, actually, we've reduced our power consumption up to this level, it serves us. It serves the planet. It has made them do good. Then the bragging rights, if the bragging right is going to be the what makes you do things the right way, fine.
Should we then?
If you're, what's the word I'm looking for?
The intention or the
the motivation.
The outcome.
If it's going to be, you're motivated by just to be bragging.
Rights.
As long as you do the right thing, sour.
But where does it? Because I'm looking at the side of where you incentivize doing the right thing.
Incentive is what I was looking for.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Where you incentivize doing the right thing.
Yes.
Like, why are we rewarding you for not murdering people? Like, why are we clapping for you for doing the right thing? You know, begs the question.
Yeah.
Why you can't put a full page on the newspaper and say, my organization has murdered nobody. Clap for me. You shouldn't be murdering people. You shouldn't be killing turtles in the sea.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's the very fact that we've gotten so far away from the core of who we are as a people, which is a conversation we're having the 7 o'clock hour on what our value system is, that now we have to start tokenizing and incentivizing doing the right thing.
That's unfortunately.
It's a problem.
Unfortunately, that's where we are. That we will elect a guy because he has built a small house in the village and not a mansion. That's where we are.
So now, Shidani, then the bar becomes at the very highest building a small house in the village.
Yes,
we'll never get to mansion if that's our bar.
No. It's as long as your means afford you this much, and we can tell the known sources of income afford you this kind of a house, then we can tell that Mariam is a good person. If your known sources of income do not match this thing that you have, then you're a wrong person. All right? Okay. Now, we are so far gone that we have gotten to glorify the person with a big mansion with no known sources of income, such that now we are saying, let us start celebrating the Mariam who actually lives by her means, who lives honestly. That if Mariam comes and tells us she's living honestly, we're like, my God, you are such a rare,
Such a good person.
Wonderful.
You are
How we
one in a
bangy?
million.
Wow. It's become a problem because then the performative aspect of it is what takes away from, what is supposed to be ingrained and what is supposed to be the ethos of anything that is built. You come in and you commercialize this thing that you ought to be doing. Like, what I would be looking forward to is a world where having an ESG plan within your organization is something that is so rooted to your ethos that it's not something that, we have to come publish a full report, well, publish the report, but not with the intent of commercializing it or making a quick buck off of it. Now we've seen green financing that has checked in saying that, let's look at your ESG reports. Where are you? Then we can give you a little money because you are doing right by the environment.
Green bonds in the market. I shall only invest in a company that is doing the right thing. Do you have a problem with that, Fellaris?
They should be doing the right thing.
Yeah,
I think
but we know many
How do we
are not.
incentivize them to do
Many
the right
are
thing?
not. So how do we multiply those good ones?
Of course, we bring in the incentive, but we have gone so far. We are so far away. We are so disconnected that now we start rewarding good behavior. When ideally good behavior is supposed to be who we are.
We're clapping for fish when they swim.
Correct.
That's where we're at.
And I want to also flip this too, because in this value chain of sustainability, there's the organizations, there's the consumers.
Yep.
Do we reward consumers for being sustainable? I have used...
it's actually the
metal
opposite.
straw.
It's usually a lot more expensive to be
Sustainable. Correct. How do we reward the other people who are on the other side of this sustainability conversation? Because without them, your organization, first of all, would not be there because you're looking to serve a need, correct?
True.
So you're serving them, you're destroying the planet, and then coming in and being rewarded for doing the right thing. It's a very messed up ecosystem that we've created now.
True.
But it's very...
I know, the words are just the ecosystem sustain, but it is a messed up ecosystem.
When I go to buy, for example, I should expect I'm buying this shampoo that is eco-friendly, sustainable. There's no animal cruelty, all of those things, because now we have to check for all of them.
Was it tested on animals?
Is it paraben-free and all of those things? Then say, you know what, for you as a consumer, we slash 500 shillings because you picked the best product. If anything, I get penalized for it because guess what? It's 3 times the cost of your compliance is costing me 3 times.
Yes. What is yes, Eric?
Yes.
Like you were in upside down world and you're okay
the
with it.
Upside down world is where we got to. All right.
Yeah.
It's basically that is the producer reminding you the reason why we went so far left. We went so far left because you were looking for cheaper. Because you were looking for cheaper, the guy came and tried to create something cheaper. By creating something cheaper, they actually started destroying the environment, using the wrong material, using harmful material, because they were creating something cheaper, because you were looking for something cheaper. Now, here's a guy who's telling you, I am going to create something the way it should be created. This is what it's going to cost me. I will try as much as possible, use little water, use little energy, use no chemical additives, no this and the other. My cost will be this. All right? Because I've not cut corners, my cost will be this. Now, will you support me by buying it? Say yes. Don't ask me to give it to you for free. Because if I reduce this, I'll be basically...
That should be
It's a conundrum that we're finding ourselves in. You know? It's a conundrum that we find ourselves in. The other side would be, now, do we get... people of wealth and good means coming to then support Mariam, who's a producer, so that she can access some of these things at a cost that has been catered for by somebody else. And that somebody else's cost is then, the benefit is passed on to Fellaris, the consumer.
If I start saying at Mariam Caterers, I'm only using organic ingredients, the cost of my food goes up.
Yes.
Nyinyi hamtanunua kila siku. It will now be 2 or maybe twice a week.
Yes.
Ukijitreat end month.
Because hatuwezi afford.
Tunakupenda Mariam. We love you, but we can't support you. It's 100% organic.
So then what next for my business?
And I think that's why now it comes in. Now, by starting to introduce the ESG and the sustainable reports, then you're saying there will be investors who have money and they're saying, I want to support Mariam to stay afloat in her business. So Mariam will come and float a bond, a green bond.
Yes.
And I will lend her the money. I'll give her the money. I'll invest in her company, right? So you'll have the money, sustainable money to make you do these things. And maybe by just having the financial room to breathe, you'll be able to lower your cost, which will mean that the cake will cost a bit less.
Yeah.
You know?
Gluten-free,
or you'll go back to the farmer and they'll support the farmer so that the farmer can support a bit cheaper, so they can then sell you the wheat cheaper, then you can siaga that wheat cheaper, then you can make that mukate cheaper, and Fellaris will eat a cheaper nini. We are starting now to say, what is this whole conversation about? Which is why I said, if the person who has money does not understand what ESG is, and the value for it. If the farmer does not understand why I should be growing this wheat without many synthetics and pesticides put into it, and pesticides and fertilizers put into it, if I will not have child labor into it so you can make it lower cost, if the farmer does not understand, then the wheat you buy will be expensive.
True.
And the KPLC will charge you power kawaida as everybody else.
They will.
And then your bread is going to be more expensive than the other person's.
Yeah.
Sasa.
Sorry, I was just about to tell, when Eric was saying about I float a green bond, my biashara nini, kuna caveat kuweka hapo temporarily, because it's only as long as the funding lasts, only as long as I'm in the cycle, and it's in itself, it's not sustainable. It's not. My big idea, easy pesa zote za ESG, can we spend them lobbying governments and global bodies and corporates to just essentially reduce emissions, to do the right thing, like for real.
Governments don't emit.
Governments create laws and policies.
It is these
they create
people
laws and
who
policies.
You're asking to give money to the government who are emitters.
No, it's not
That's
giving
true.
to them. Actually,
it's lobbying.
I'm happy Mariam landed there. It's at regulation level where we set the laws. How then are we able to embed ESGs into regulations? into policy that now it takes away from the whole tokenization of it. Now it becomes the standard. If we say we have a KEBS, let's imagine a world where
KEBS is KEBS.
KEBS is KEBS, you know, and you have an enforcement unit like that is just supposed to oversee and make sure that you are ESG compliant at policy level, and it's not a thing that you then now come and create within your organization and say, you know what, it ticks a box, and you know you run with it, and it becomes a thing that. Which is essentially what we're trying to run away from. I think it's possible, but it's the willingness and the goodwill, because then that would mean, back to the conversation we were having yesterday, is who's willing to do that work? Because it's going to disrupt.
I think,
who is it disrupting?
I think they've started. The big issue is the critical mass that's required of Mariam and her good business is not yet there, right? That we are more, the polluters, us guys are more than Mariam, you know? So for example, the OECD countries have come up with these standards, the financial reporting standards, there's a European sustainability reporting standard, mandatory for many companies operating in the EU under the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive. So it's mandatory. Companies operating in the EU to report on what you're doing about the environment, what you're doing about social, what you're doing about governance. Do you have governance structures that are accountable? Is your social, are you employing the right people? Are you supporting your communities? Are you blah, 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 environment and so on? You must report as a policy.
Right.
Then the financial reporting standards also, which are now actually used almost globally in OECD countries, will say the same. Your financial reporting standards will talk about your governance structures and how well you're using your money and what you're using your money on.
Right.
Is it ethics? Are you actually upholding ethics? Do you have whistleblowing standards within your organization? Is there corruption? Do you give kickbacks? How much of your kickbacks? All those kind of things will be in your reports.
Yeah.
So there's at a certain global level that then would maybe go to some countries where the countries would then say, like Kenya, we ban plastics. We say there shall be an extended producer responsibility regulation. You produce plastic packaging, you are responsible for it until the very end.
Yes.
So such are already there. Question is, how many people know and how many people are willing to walk that journey?
Yeah. It is a critical gap there, and you know, at global level, we've seen how organizations have managed to create such things like that, but I want to call bluff. I really want to call bluff, because this very same, they will turn a blind eye to a lot of things, and it's very easy to manufacture reports that then speak to, as an organization, we're doing this. You bring in the auditors who come in, and, you know, we've seen enough cases come up of auditors being compromised. Reports are being cooked up, so we can't 100% say that these reports are accurate.
Right.
I'll bring in the other thing that I, for sure, agreed with Donald Trump on. Abolishing DEI. It's like diversity, equity, and inclusion. What are we talking about?
Let's go, okay.
Yeah, let's go, because
Okay.
it's become the thing that you tokenize, but in the real sense, you are not compliant. It's the thing that you've put in place to
tick a
actually
box.
to tick a box and to just help yourself feel better at night. When you go and sleep and say, you know what, I'm an inclusive organization. I you know, there's diversity. That is just, if we are bad, we are bad. If we run organizations to make money, let's say we're here for profit and forget about everything else, because I think the pretense is what gets us here, where we are all just trying to show it's a dance we are doing in front of each other.
Yeah.
We're like, you, me, I'm better than you. We are peacocking.
We are peacocking.
Miss me with it. All of it.
I love it, Fella. Crock it. I agree. Honestly, if you're here for profit, say you're here for
Just
profit.
say you're here for profit.
Hiyo ingine,
But
let
then
someone else come and
you're gonna kick me out of the room.
regulate.
No, let Mariam's Cakes come in and say, I want to make environmentally sustainable cakes. And she's peacocking around her sustainability. She's like me, I'm okay with my 2 customers.
Not the rest of us now coming as even me, by the way.
No.
You see, even me, I use banana leaves.
Mokona FOMO. I want this ESG thing FOMO. Everybody wants. It's like, what's the new buzzword? What are they talking about? Even me, I want.
Yeah.
Even you want.
And you have
I
a
want a
whole
piece of
you have a whole event to release your sustainability report.
Yep.
Even
You don't have an event to release your audit report.
No.
But sustainability.
Niko hapo ndani.
And an
show
entire
you.
report. Colorful.
It's money. You see, the money follows function, or I don't know what to call it. The fact that Sahi, people are funding anything green, anything sustainable, anything with those buzzwords, right?
Yeah.
So of course you will go that way.
Yeah.
Then governments will put in regulations, either tax breaks or policies that allow people to spend a little less if they're doing this and this sustainable thing or this green thing. So the money is also following the
It's following
function.
the yes.
If
all
we
about
were
the money.
serious, it wouldn't be a financial incentive. It would be just a regulatory imperative, compulsory. Yeah?
Yeah.
Reduce your emissions by this or leave. Do this or leave. As opposed to, if you go green,
I'm going to give you $1 million.
I'm going to give you $1 million. Or you can pay like 31% instead of 35%. Corporate tax or something like, those are the kinds of things, the kinds of incentives that we see.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do agree. Although now the other thing is the system is kila kitu iko so intertwined because every whatever policy that is made, every law, lazima ufanye public participation or whatever. Part of that public is these people who are emitting, a large part. In fact, the ones who will be the first at the table, the ones who are even pushing before the law even sees the light of day, it's those people. So
we found shortcuts to it. I think we've gotten to a place where the end justifies the means. And it's unfortunate. And back to what Eric was saying earlier, that if we don't do these things, then we are not going to come back to the center and the core of who we are and what we are supposed to be doing. But we also have to call it out. Because then how do we build the organizations for the future if we are starting from a point of being so far removed from the core? It is, saizi nikisema, I'm going to start Fellaris' peacock shop. How do I then make sure that the things that we're here calling out are at, they are my ethos. And I'm saying I'm sustainable. This is how I'm choosing to do my business. I don't need an incentive. And therefore, there's no need for you to come and throw 1 million shillings at me, but you could. So, no one says not to money.
Yeah, I think the peacocking, you're spot on. It's the way we pretend. Because the law requires us, for example, to, all public officers to declare their wealth. People will just fill out a form, and that's it. Because the law requires us to have this kind of gender balance, then we'll have a gender balance, the quality of which, notwithstanding. I mean, we just do things to check boxes. There will be, I'm sure there are people who are really, really concerned about doing things the right way, who maybe were the first ones to champion this conversation about let's do things the right way and let's have these reports so that we can celebrate people who are doing the right thing. So that we can say we clap for a football team for scoring a goal. That's the reason why they got onto the pitch. You got into the pitch so that you can win. So when you win, we clap. All right. But let's also look at, maybe there are people who came up with this, I'm sure. Then it'd be, others were like, that's a good thing.
Good idea.
You can jump onto that bandwagon. And now we have so many people who are just jumping onto the bandwagon. Who should call them out? Should it be that the people who have the right intentions actually come back and say, you know what, no.
Ikitu, this is not how we intended.
This is not it. This is not it. This is how we create awareness in the public. This is how we create awareness among the consumers. So when your company comes and tells you, we are ESG compliant, or we score whatever, or we are green, this is what the questions you should ask them.
Yeah.
If you go to the market and you find, fruits displayed, and some of them have this sticker that tells you it's organic, these are the questions that you should ask to actually verify that it's organic. Creating that awareness, because I agree, there are many who are now just going with the buzzword.
It's very nice.
It's very nice. I mean, ESG is the right thing to do now. I mean,
really is.
Our board has this kind of committee. It has an audit committee. It has a governance committee. It has a
We've just brought to the board Fellaris, who has a 10-year history in climate governance in sub-Saharan Africa.
She now sits on our board.
She sits on our board.
You sprinkled that.
Hey.
And you make sure pale kwa website when you're writing the bio is there.
Umeomaliza.
What are we talking about? I think I'm well within my right to say that we have all essentially become con men. We really have. We've allowed ourselves to become con men. We've endorsed conman behavior across the board, na lazima tujite kamkutano, because without having these conversations and actually speaking reality for what it is, we will continue parroting the same thing. We'll continue coming in. Kwanza unajukingia pale LinkedIn, you call yourself ESG champion. What?
Interview up.
Rate card goes up.
Exactly. I was looking at the list of highly marketable careers in this period that we're in, and those within the climate space, sustainability space, are actually ranking so high, which tells you, one, there's a demand that has been created, which is good, but we have the right experts pouring in their knowledge to do the right thing. Otherwise, it's just branding it and moving on to the next thing, which is AI expert. Okay, you can. The next expert is going to be who? So are we actually then modeling the right kind of system that leaves impact?
Fair.
I think we're on impact.
Last question to you guys, devil's advocate question. How do we, as we are referred to as the global south, benefit from these buzzwords, like truly benefit from these buzzwords?
Now that it's there.
Now that it's there.
How do we milk it?
How do we?
We have to jump on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
I think the number one thing is what the NSC started the other day with the green bond.
Yes.
Right? So there's so much money floating out there that wants to pretend that it's clean. And it's looking for a clean place to go.
Tap into it.
So tap into it. Go to the stock exchange, float a green bond, have those reports, have Fellaris, the ESG expert, on your board. And she can sit. I mean, no one says she can't sit on 3 boards.
Yeah.
Sit on all these boards. Then get the money. Let the money come in, and then you run your business, hopefully, the right way. Hopefully.
In the right way.
Another thing is things like in International Finance Corporation of the IMF, of the World Bank, IMF. So IFC have an ESG sticker. What do we call it? I think, especially like for buildings and such.
Yes,
right?
I've seen it. It's called green. I'll find the name for you.
Right. So just check, what do I need to do? Do those things. Access investment from the International Finance Corporation. That is money that comes in that allows you to.
It's called EDGE.
It's EDGE.
Excellence in Design for Greater Efficiency.
There you go. EDGE. Once you get the EDGE sticker, it's rigorous. But go through the rigor. I mean, you're Kenyan.
You're not new to rigor.
Go through it. Get the IFC EDGE sticker and certification.
Hawezi kuwa Mkenya na unaogopa riga.
It gives you the advantage of getting these investors.
Yes.
Get into these investors.
Unlock.
Yeah. How do we Kenyan consumers take advantage of that then?
Now the consumer bit, I actually, that's where things get T for tricky. But to be fair, I think it's going back to basics, if we're being honest. A lot of what we did and have been doing over time is green, is sustainable, and we just need to go back to it. So it is essentially how we used to grow things. Maybe the problem is now figuring out how to scale production with traditional methods of farming. But we've been doing it. The way we build our homes is now becoming the cool thing. People want to live in mud houses all of a sudden. They've become very clever. They've realized this house, mchana iko cool, usiku iko warm enough for you to sleep. Ni uchawi. No, it's just mud. So it's going back to... Okay, EOC consumers, sorry, nimejibu the wrong question. But I feel like if as a society we go back to basics and let other people like find us just doing our things, we'll be all right.
How do we get our soils back to that high productivity without use of any additives? Because what we've done is we have alkaline soils because of the many years of use of synthetic fertilizers and all. It's going to take us many years.
It will.
To remove that alkaline from our...
Very true. Maybe start with the basics of 4 quarters, let one rest for a couple of years. The rotation. I don't, just thinking
going back into the basics. The alchemist says he's going back to his kitchen garden. Capsicums and bamboos are next. These are my goals. Simplicity.
That's good. That's good.
Capsicum and bamboo. Those are 2 very different things to grow in one garden. I love it. Bamboo apa, hoho pale. Nice.
Love it. But it's an important conversation to keep having, a conversation that stretches far beyond what kind of straw you use. It is ingrained in how we behave, who we are, and are we actually being truthful? Are we saying the truth? And I think the more we keep bringing ourselves back to the center of truth is how we are going to reset a lot of these things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Truth is hard, fella.
Okay.
Truth is hard.
I think I've mentioned this to you guys before. There's a time my really good friend Moas was watching me drink what? I think juice, and then the straw plastic kama kawaida. I was like, oh, do you have wooden straws? He just looks at me, he's like, Mariam, you could go your entire life without ever using a piece of plastic again, leave alone a straw, any piece of plastic. It would make 0 difference. You're not in a position to really change anything. And that's the truth. There's 2 countries that could change the trajectory of global warming. I could lobby, I could but
next time you meet Moas, play him that quote by Wangari Maathai. The little hummingbird. The little hummingbird. Little hummingbird with his beak, it fetched water to go and put out a fire. Do the little thing that you can do. Okay, Moas?
Do the little ESG.
Little thing. Use bamboo and paper straw. You feel good about yourself. And in truth, you have not contributed to the spread of plastic. And you've encouraged the producer of the paper.
Of the bamboo or paper straw.
Yeah, you're the consumer of the Mariam cakes.
Okay.
Oh, Mariam's cakes. Wow. It is like that. Anyway, that was our Miss Me with that. Tunawaacha, tuwakujie kesho. Kesho ni Wednesday. Oh, midweek. Is it just me or the weeks are just flying by?
They're flying.
Anyway. Already.
Ni kama tushafika Merry Christmas.
Kesho ni 5th of August.
Hey, guys.
5th.
Like, countdown to 1 year of elections has already started.
By the way, tunafaa kuwa tuki count down according to our fixer na mathematics yake, where we should be counting down days to the next election.
Should be having elections next week.
Yes. Mimi nilikuwa convinced, and then
elections should have been this year.
Such Willy Sotieno fixing the nation. Wonder why we are only 8. How many days to an election?
A week.
A week to an election.
Wow.
But a massive thank you to you for spending the morning with us. We appreciate it. We'll be back here tomorrow for another edition of Fixing the Nation, one conversation at a time. It's, for me, a very, very nice Tuesday. Yes, I wish you a very, very nice Tuesday. Eric will let us know what's happening on later on in the evening on The Last Word.
Last Word tonight at 9:30 p.m. You watch.
Okay. Sawa basi.
Makinika.
Aya, tunawacha in the capable hands of Winnie and Mary on Your World, and of course on Nation FM we'll have Claudia Naisabwa and Brian Aseli. From myself, Mariam Bishar, Eric Latif, and Fellaris Wambui. Have an amazing Tuesday.